Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. There's a very interesting story shared out by Taifa Leo. A story I want us to have a look, for it's going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. Mahasla wampa Ruto masharti. Hazina ya hasla. Wanaolengwa walalamika kuwa kanuni zilizowekwa huenda zisiwe na manufaa makubwa katika kuwasaidia kujiendeleza kibiashara na kilimo. Wapinga mengi ya masharti ambayo serikali imetangaza yatatumika katika hazina ya mahasla. If you go through that story, Kenyans are not happy with William Ruto over the Hustlers Fund. The requirements to meet before getting that Hustlers Fund are not realistic. The requirements are just too many. And then the amount to be given is also too little that cannot help somebody improve or start a proper business. For example, the loan limit ranges from 500 Kenya shillings to 50,000 Kenya shillings. In this video, I want us to dig deep into this story to see exactly the truth behind the story. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Let's remind ourselves of some requirements to access the Hustlers Fund. Form a youth or women's group. Draft a business proposal. Produce good conduct certificate. Share residential address. Produce signatures from 4 guarantors. 2 must be your relatives. Sign a non-disclosure agreement to serve a jail term for defrauding the government if you fail to repay within 6 months. Open a bank account with National Bank or KCB. Hustlers Fund minimum loan set at shillings 500, maximum shillings 50,000, determined by borrower's credit score. Interest rate capped at 8% yearly on a prorated basis. Yes. That's the Hustlers Fund. It's very clear a good majority of the hustlers will not meet all those requirements. And even those who might meet those requirements see no need of going through all that hassle only to get a shillings 500 loan. 500 shillings cannot help anybody improve on his or her current business or even to start a new business. Hustlers most likely will avoid and ignore that fund. And going through that story as captured by Taifa Leo, the hustlers are just trying to tell William Ruto politely that thank you, sir, we are not interested in your funds. That's what the hustlers are telling William Ruto. What does that mean? It shows clearly a good majority of Kenyans are disappointed with William Ruto over the so-called Hustlers Fund. Because when William Ruto was campaigning, he hyped the Hustlers Fund to create a perception that he was going to give these hustlers some good money that could help them start new businesses or improve on their current businesses. William Ruto hyped it to create that perception. And that's why he was talking in terms of billions. vijana tumewatengia 50 billion, wanawake tumewatengia 50 billion. He was talking in terms of billions. And he was hyping it in a way you could think these hustlers were going to get some real capital to enable them start their businesses or even improve on their current businesses. Now, they are being told the loan is 500 Kenya shillings. If you fail to repay back the loan, you are liable to a fine of up to 10 million Kenya shillings. I don't think sane hustlers will go for that fund. The fine might actually put them in more problems than they are currently. When William Ruto was campaigning, he made it very clear that the fund was to be interest-free. That's what William Ruto was saying when he was campaigning. Right now, you are seeing that it earns an interest of 8%. Before William Ruto was sworn in as the president, there has always been youth funds and also Uwezo funds. Uwezo funds has been earning no interest. William Ruto now is introducing a fund earning interest. So things were better off even before William Ruto introduced this Hustlers Fund. So that's also a sign of a betrayal. Ruto has betrayed these poor Kenyans. He has also betrayed Kenyans. And looking at the reaction by Kenyans, it's very clear that this fund is going to flop. Is going to flop. Because to start it off, or rather to start it off, Kenyans most likely will ignore the fund. They will not go for that fund. Because to get the fund again, there is a lot of requirements. Too much hustling, only to get 500. So Kenyans might ignore or shy away from going for the funds. And again, if even Kenyans were to go for the funds, I'm seeing the government won't be able to sustain the funds. And I'm saying that because William Ruto himself and some of his close associates have been saying the government is broke. There is no money in the treasury. So I'm saying the funds won't be sustained. And the funds won't be sustained again because it's clear there is no clear roadmap on how the funds will be disbursed and even be repaid. So that can create a loophole for corruption. This fund most definitely will only benefit people in government or very close associates of William Samoei Ruto. So because of that, that can breed corruption, and then eventually the fund will just collapse. And even before William Ruto launches the fund, I'm seeing already the fund has collapsed. Going by the reactions from Kenyans, the funds has already collapsed. And it might be possible that it was designed that way, for it to just collapse. I'm seeing a William Ruto's government that wanted to shortchange the hustlers on this fund. Ruto and his team, it appears they were not keen on giving these hustlers some money. But because this kind of a campaign pledge was the backbone of William Ruto's hustler narrative, I tend to believe out of shame, he has seen that let him just cheat these people with some money called Hustlers Funds. But maybe Ruto himself, he knows that the funds will just collapse sooner than even Kenyans think. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. To our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humble, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Any other person who want to support our channel, as always, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.